Hello, it's Gerrit with Gerrit's Backyard Arcade, and today I'm going to show you one of my newest creations that I'm very excited about, and I think you will be too. Today, I'm going to debut our new Sega Dreamcast. This sucker has been absolutely optimized to the max, and it is amazing. So let's get started. First of all, as you can tell, this console has had a shell replacement. It is no longer that boring, dull gray. Instead, now it is this gorgeous opaque blue color with a matching opaque blue controller and memory card holder. Yeah, but if you open up this disk tray, you'll see there is something going on in here, and that's that there is no longer a disk drive. Instead, we have replaced it with an optical drive emulator, and there's an SD card there with over half a terabyte of games already pre-installed and ready for you to enjoy. Best part is when I turn on this sucker, it glows. We installed LED lighting inside this console to really give it that extra cool effect that it's going to have now on your entertainment unit in your game room or in your home theater room. Not only that, we have also replaced the fan with a new fan called the Noctua fan, so it's absolutely silent and it works perfectly. So let's go ahead and turn on the screen and let me show you what's going on. All right, let's turn this sucker on and get it started up so we can check out just how cool this Sega Dreamcast now is. So the first thing you're going to notice right off the bat that this no longer loads into a relatively boring old menu system that really didn't have a lot of options. Instead, now it's got an entirely new UI where we can see cover art for all the games that have been installed, or most of the games that have been installed, metadata so that we can read up about the game and really learn whether or not this is something we want to play right now, number of players it allows for, blocks that are required on your virtual memory unit, accessories that it can work with, and whether or not this game can be played online, which, by the way, this is now an online console again, and you can definitely play some games online. There are now games on this console that frankly didn't come out during this console's lifespan, including games such as Chaos Field, which is just a fantastic shooter that did not exist on the Dreamcast era but came out a little bit later by some independent developers. And there are games that have been made as recent as 2020 that are installed on this console and are all working optimally and amazingly. Of course, all of the bigs and the standard games that you would expect on a Sega Dreamcast are on here. With instant load times, you no longer have to wait for a CD to load up because you are running off of a high-speed SD card. Games like Dirty Pigskin Football, which was an Thomas Wave arcade system game, has been ported over now to this Sega Dreamcast so that you can check it out and enjoy it for yourself. I even have a Sega Genesis emulator on here, so you've got well over 1,000 Sega Genesis games that you can play. Let me go ahead and fast forward to that. We'll launch that up real quick and give you an idea of what that looks like. So there are thousands of games that you can now enjoy with this one-of-a-kind unique console made by Gerrit's Backyard Arcade. This console has HDMI output for quality television and ease of use with modern TVs. It's got a wireless controller with a beautiful opaque blue shell that matches the console itself. It has this emulator here that we'll go ahead and show you. We're going to go ahead and look at the retail games, and look at this. They're all right here. Just tons and tons and tons of great games to play. These are some fantastic titles from the Sega Genesis era. I'm going to launch up one of my favorites. If you haven't heard of this game, I highly recommend you check it out. It is called Gunstar Heroes. And so it's as simple as just pressing A on the controller to launch the game, and boom, we are in Gunstar Heroes and able to now enjoy some Sega greatness. All right, and there we are. Awesome. And press start, jump ahead. Press start, get right in here. Okay, now I believe there you go. Oh, so awesome. This brings back some awesome memories from my childhood. Great game. It's actually quite challenging and gets more and more challenging as time goes by. Whoa, yeah. Awesome. And then when you're ready to leave a game, if you'll just press these 4 buttons and hit start. Oops. And then I can just go in here to exit game. Oops, I think I launched the game again. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to reset the console the manual way and go back to the main menu. But that just kind of gives you an idea of just how easy it is to launch into and play some Sega Genesis titles. But then, of course, we're all here because of the Sega Dreamcast. So let's go ahead and just launch up a Sega Dreamcast game. I'm going to put another one of my favorites here up on the screen. And a real classic that it really was a game changer. And frankly, I still think the graphics on this game are outstanding. Just it's called Jet Grind Radio in the US or Jet Set Radio anywhere else in the world. And a super fun game. It's all about these rollerbladers that go through the city and they have to do tricks with graffiti in order to score up points. And honestly, it's a really fun game. The controls take a minute to get used to, but once you do, you really get sucked into this. And then there was another version of this game that came out when the original Xbox rolled out, and Sega updated the game a little bit for that console. And rumor has it there is going to be a new Jet Set Radio game coming out in the next year or so by Sega on modern consoles. So I'm really excited for that. And there we go, Jet Grind Radio. All right, then again, to leave a game, you just press these 4 buttons and the start. And one more time. There we go. And now we're rebooting back to the main menu. So this sucker works very much like a modern gaming console, loaded up with over 350 Dreamcast games and a little over 1,000 Sega Genesis games. Hey, you don't want to miss out. This is an amazing console. We worked really hard on it, and it can be yours. All you need to do is DM me. I'm Gerrit, and we can start working through the details on how I can get it to you. I'll ship anywhere in the U.S., and look forward to hearing from you guys, and look forward to upcoming videos when we start showing off some of our other fantastic modified consoles here at Gerrit's Backyard Arcade.